and when you threw up on the show.
We didn't edit that out. That's in it.
Wait, I got to hear about this.
That's in it. I just watched it the other day. That's in it, dog. We didn't edit that out.
Were you drunk? Were you?
Look, there's a lot of reasons why I stopped figuring out. I stopped trying to figure out why I throw up.
All right, this is Ball Breaking with Mike and Steve. We started right off the top. Here's our friend and great comic based in Atlantic City, Gary G. Garcia. What up, Gary?
What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling?
Good, good.
Thanks for coming on, man.
What up, Mike?
Living good.
Yeah, man.
Right, what's up with the sunglasses?
You look like you're getting shorter. You should bring that camera down a little bit, dog.
That wouldn't be. It would be offensive, but I think we're the same size.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. There you go. That's what I'm saying. I didn't want you looking like you were shorter than everybody else. You know.
Well, we all know that's the case.
I'm sitting on phone books right now.
Yeah. Steve's giving us the head view. He's taller, but he's definitely fatter. He's got them angles working today.
I don't know, Steve. Maybe it's the happy. You're looking very eerie today.
Eerie?
Yeah, like your ears are like very noticeable today.
Yeah.
Right? Like I normally don't notice his ears, but today they're kind of
very
like
Caucasian. You might want to bring them up a little bit.
I think it's the hat.
Yeah, I used to get my balls broken about my ears when I was a kid. I'm very insecure about that.
Really? I never noticed your ears till just now.
Man, Gary don't miss it. Trick, bro. He just knows how to like get in your brain. You know what I'm saying? He's just like born with that skill. You know?
Fast too.
That's that New York shit.
We barely got into the intro. We didn't even get through the intro.
Right.
Whatever you was going to say nice about Gary, you can change it up now.
Nah, I'm sorry. Honestly, I just never noticed your ears. I'm sorry.
Right. What's up with the sunglasses?
I'm actually sleeping because I'm so bored, but I didn't want anybody to see it. That's why I got it on.
Wow.
He's sick. He doesn't want no one to know he's sick.
I got the COVID, boys.
As we speak?
As we speak. I have the COVID in the body. The Delta variant is anally raping me at the moment.
Do you feel sick?
And glasses is what helps that.
Yeah, I feel like I got over a cold. I've had it since Sunday, and I feel like by Monday I'll be good to go.
That's that Florida life.
100%.
God, he got vaccinated.
I know. Thank God I got vaccinated.
Are you allowed to go back to work by Monday? What's like the?
I have to have a negative COVID test before I can return to work.
So even if you feel well,
mm-hmm.
you're not permitted to go.
Mm-hmm. But I got a whole setup here, so I've been working, working from home.
Yeah, see, big businesses, they know exactly what they're doing now. They're gonna make you work no matter how ill you are.
Well, dude, to be honest with you, if I could have a choice to work from home fully, I would do that in a heartbeat. You know, I would forego the sick days just to work at home, for sure.
Just because that's your personality, or
well, it's just especially with what I do with the video shit. It's like I don't want to be in an office. I don't want to be cramped up. You know, if I'm like trying to think and be creative and stuff like that, I can't be.
Yeah,
I can't be in a fucking cubicle.
It's home.
You know,
everybody loves home. That's
when I'm home. When I'm home, I'm depressed.
Well, you just got married. That's different.
You got married, dog. You went and got married, dog.
That's why you notice the ears now. Life doesn't matter. He lets it all ride out.
Gary, don't go into that spiel about marriage.
Give it to him, Gary.
You didn't know? You didn't know Ronaldo got married?
He needs it.
I can't believe you got married, dog. You ain't got no friends, man. Who let you do that?
These two guys advised. They love Elena.
I'm not saying she's probably dopest woman in the world. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing, man. Why you want the government involved in your fucking? She's so dope. You want the government now to tell y'all whether or not,
No, it wasn't the government. It was her. She's Russian. She said, "We getting married." You understand?
Oh.
Tell you what it is. No,
Is she Russian?
She's Russian. There was no shot of me.
Did she come over here just to marry you?
No, you fucking ball breaker. No.
Steve's not making that much money. Not that much yet.
No, man. I heard during COVID they went on sale.
Gary, you wanna know something funny? I think people find it odd that I didn't end up with an Italian girl because I'm an Italian guy. I'm as Italian as it comes. But when you're around crazy Italian women from when you're a baby, the last thing I want to do is marry one. That's just me.
So he got a Russian instead. That's better.
Yeah.
Russian. Does she got like a real thick Russian accent?
Not really thick. She's
When she's
very
cussing them out,
when
she's cussing them out, she does it.
Did she take your last name? Is she now Ronaldi?
She is, yes.
She is?
She is.
What's her
That's
name?
how it works. You take the last name and then the house.
Nah, a lot of chicks don't take that name no more. Did she drop her name? What's her first name?
She dropped her last name.
She did. She's not like Ivanka Ronaldi. She got rid of the last name.
Shut up. She's in the other room.
You see how scared he is? You see how scared he is?
Actually, diagonally, right here, we got some, like, this brother got to do his podcast by the laundry. He has to make sure he does a load. He has to make sure he gets a load in when he does it. This brother right here, look, like, he got to keep the door open. Like he has, like,
I got whites going right now.
You know what I'm saying?
See,
she's like, you can do your podcast, but keep the door open. Gotta keep the door open.
You have to keep one foot on the floor too while you're doing it. The door's open. And
I can't wash my clothes because I have one of them washer and dryers that the whole house rattles. It would be fuck. The computer would be shaking.
Yeah,
You're supposed to be Italian. You should have a better wash and dryer than that. What's going on?
You're Italian, man. Do it in a bucket. And one of those things.
Mike, I tell you,
like your grandmother and her mother before her. You've been too spoiled.
I'm not going to argue that. Guy, did you grow up around a lot of Italians in New York?
Yes.
Really?
Yep. I grew up with a lot of Italians, a lot of Greeks, and a lot of Italians.
What neighborhood? Where were you?
Astoria. But a lot of my boys were Italian. They were very mixed.
Middle class?
Oh shit, we were just talking about that. We were like, yeah, but back in my days, we had like a upper middle class. We were like lower middle class.
But I'm saying, do you come from a neighborhood where if you see a problem coming, you call the cops or you handle it?
They can't call the cops. The whole neighborhood will be
okay. That's how I feel out people and where they're from.
I was saying the other day, man, motherfuckers need to stop ratting on each other, man. Calling cops. You one of them dudes. You one of them dudes, man.
Me?
Hello, officer.
Me?
There's 16 people in my neighbor's house.
Wait, me?
16, I counted. He has two dogs.
He just called you the male Karen.
Yeah.
No.
16 people in the house, officer. It's a one bedroom. They can't possibly be 6 feet apart.
But they're Spanish.
Stop doing
they're
that
supposed
shit.
To be in there like that.
Dude, I think I heard my neighbor get murdered upstairs. I ain't said shit to nobody. Stop telling people.
Do you like that guy?
Yeah, that's my boy, man. But I don't rat. And I don't call cops, dog. You don't call cops. That's why when they were talking about defunding the police, what do you think about it? I could care less. I don't use them motherfuckers. They've only come when I didn't need them.
Your son, let me ask you a question. You got a son. How old's your son again? He's like,
my son is going to be 25.
Okay. If your son felt threatened and he said, Dad, I called the cops. There were 10 guys coming toward me. I called the cops.
Why didn't you just run?
So you
think it's time to call the cops? Run.
Because now you're getting your ass whooped when you could have been running. You on the phone getting your ass whooped now.
Exactly. Run. My son won't call the cops. My son will run. My son would call me before he called the cops. What are the cops going to do for him? Now you run, and you know what? Hopefully you run past the cop. Now you didn't have to rat or nothing. They just happened to be there. Look at that. You saved.
Unless you got warrants. Then run.
I mean, I would call cops for certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like if I walk into my house and it's a murder scene.
This is though. This is my question. You took public transportation growing up, right? I did too. The subway.
It sounded a little judgy. I'm just saying.
No. For a minute,
like,
did it?
No. What I'm saying,
Mike, you felt it, right? Like you one of those public transportationers, right?
Mike, from talking to Gary, I could tell we grew up around the same type of culture, neighborhood. I took the subway a lot. There was a time I was on a subway and they started fist fighting on the subway.
Yeah.
I remember I was like 8 years old.
On a train by yourself at 8 years old?
No, I was with a neighbor's dad.
Oh. Did he touch you?
Borrowed the dad.
No. Oh. They start fighting, like people on the subway start punching, cursing.
It happens.
And I'm a young kid. I was like trying to run. Dad, it was so awkward. Dad's like, "Where you going?" And I felt like trapped in this subway. It was just like I'm.
Why did you feel trapped? They weren't hitting you.
Just Gary reminds me.
He was
of that
8 years old, dog. He was 8 years old, man. This is a traumatic experience for his life, right here.
Two people fighting?
No, Gary reminds me of that
at
dad.
8 years old.
Gary reminds me of that dad.
He's Italian. What happened?
No, I said Gary reminds me of that dad. He would be like, we're watching this. Let's see if they do anything stupid. You know, it's
I probably would have. You were like 8 years old. I probably would have put you right behind me. You know, let you hold my hand so you know I got you. But where are we gonna go? We on a train. You know what I'm saying? Like I would have just been there and be like, yo, relax, we good.
All right. So I'm a new parent. I'm a stepdad now. I think I look back at that situation. The way I would have handled it was I probably would have got off that train and waited for the next one to come. Is that not rational?
Oh, wait, he got on while the fight was going on?
No, we are in the train. They start an altercation. There's a stop every 3 minutes.
Oh, so he didn't get off. He wanted to get off the train. He didn't get off the train. They kept fighting. I would at least probably went into the other car. I probably would have snatched you up and went into the other car.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah, I would have did that.
Logical.
Nah, I know how scary it could be as a little kid, man. Because like my moms and pops used to bring me to movies that I shouldn't have been at, like at 7 years old, watching crazy like murder shit on TV. I saw Exorcist, motherfucker. Like that came out in 1977. I was 7 years old. Damn. You know, so I understand.
There,
like
you up there?
Gary's old. Yeah, Gary's very old. He's
I'm 51, dog.
He's 61.
Mike, let me tell you something. There's a lot you don't know. There's a lot you don't know about Gary. He was in the rap game for a minute. He was in music.
Everybody in New York was in the rap game.
Yo,
I was signed to Epic Records for a while, dude. I was in it. I'm in Rolling Stone magazine. Don't make me go into my shit and try to find it.
You got to do it now. Now you got to do it.
Mike, on the low, Gary knows. He's one of the most logical people when it comes to show business that I ever shoot the shit. Anytime I work with him and do comedy and we just talk about show business, this dude's just like, he just throws things at you.
Tell you all my mistakes.
Not
why I'm not blown up, motherfucker.
No, but you know how this game works. It's not all about being the best.
Oh no.
There's a lot more that goes with it.
There's many ways to get there, but at the very top, you're gonna have to suck 7 dicks at the end.
I don't know if
that bad. Then it's the bottom.
Ask yourself how famous you want to be, dog.
So you're telling me a guy like the kind of rappers I like Beanie Siegel, Jadakiss, Dipset, like rappers like that. You're telling me on the way up they had to kiss some ass?
No, that's why they're not making that money like they should be. Jadakiss is one of the fucking best rappers out ever, and he ain't making what he should be. He ain't being promoted like he should be because he don't play that game.
So when you are who you are,
I mean, you could get pretty far without sucking no dicks, dog. I'm just saying there comes a point when you want to make that fucking
the dick will appear to your face and you got to make a choice.
How many?
Somewhere along the line, you make the choice. So supposedly, there's something in the number 7. They're all numerologists and shit. They're all into that numerology shit. There's something to that number 7. You know what I'm saying?
You're saying
you got to suck 7 dicks on the 7th night of the 7th month. You know, some shit like that.
That's a lot of work.
So a top level rapper MC, like I'm gonna name a couple: Eminem, 50 Cent, Jay-Z. You know, a guy at that level. You're talking worldwide famous. That's when you start the question.
When you start seeing them taking pictures like this and like this, when you start seeing all that symbolic shit in their videos, when they start looking a little juicy, you know what I'm saying? Like they just look juicy. I mean, listen, I'm not saying they are or not. I don't got no beef with none of these people. But I will say there's shit about that's out there. I don't know them. I never met them, you know, but there's shit out there about them. There's a whole, I was telling this dude the other day, I just watched Surviving Diddy. You know how they got Surviving R. Kelly? They got to Surviving Diddy. They got to Surviving fucking Drake, because supposedly he's into like underage. You know.
Yeah, but Gar, at a certain point, isn't that like people just hating, trying to ruin you?
That would depend on whether or not you're actually touching underage peepees and titties. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
If you're actually doing that, then it's not hate.
I think Cat Williams said, "Don't nobody say nothing about you for 2 years," and they're lying. I think that's where it goes. That's
you know, I mean, it came out that Tom Hanks was touching little peepees, and that motherfucker moved to Greece, where he can't get expedited, and the age is like what, 11 or 12. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, look, I'm just saying there was a bunch of shit out there like that about me. I'll be like this, yo, fuck that. They bugging. Anyone who knows me will tell you they bugging. At least once I do that. I mean, there might come a point where I'm like, we spoke about this already. I mean, I'm not going to keep, because the more you defend yourself, the more guilty you look.
That's the thing. A lot of times I think these guys are advised, even if it's wrong, don't even address it.
Yeah, but I don't know.
But sometimes it's the truth, and that's why they don't address it.
I don't know, because you look at shit like they got Justin Bieber wearing outfits that got the symbolism of, you know, being touched as a little boy, and then you look at fucking, you know, there's a lot. Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen DeGeneres had that beef with the way she ran her company, right? The way she was running it. All that shit came out. And everybody was saying she was abusive and this and that. But at the same time that they were saying that, anyone who was locked down, who was everyone who was locked down and had an Instagram, was reading how this chick is into, you know, underage children and drinking adrenochrome, and all this shit is being said. Now, I'm not saying it's true, but I'm just saying, don't you think that should have been addressed too? Like, you know, if they're rumors, then be like, yeah, on top of all these rumors, she's dealing with this shit. But they acted like it wasn't even there. It's like you close your eyes and you hope it's just going to go away, which it did.
Sometimes it is true, but most of the times when you have articles lingering or they're just people, I hate to say this, but like a lot of people don't want you to win.
Oh, no.
But like not everybody wants you to win. Like
no matter how hard you to win, fall, and then come back again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's strange how like rappers will hit a level and then you won't. Not just rap, show business in general. You hit a plateau and then you say whatever happened to that guy. It's like that I never understood. Like,
or he didn't, so they got rid of his ass.
That's what I'm saying.
Right, you notice I'm just trying to get rid of the dick sucking. Like,
look, I know, because you know what? Because you want to be that rich. You want to be that
That's
famous.
what it is.
And you're like, fuck, is there any other way to do it? See, I don't want to be that famous. I want to be Kiss One Nut real quick famous.
This is ball breaking.
Welcome to Madison Square Garden.
This is ball breaking.
Brian, what was the youngest queen? How old was the youngest queen ever?
I believe she was, what was it? 6? Is that
6 years old, motherfucker. Queen. This back in the 1800s. Motherfucker had a queen that was 6 years old. You telling me they still ain't fucking doing that shit now? And it's even easier to do now? Come on, man. Children go missing, but they're not always running away. That shit's been forever. My age, they want the milk cartons. Where them children going? Where they going?
Yo, speaking of milk cartons, what's up with this crate challenge? You see this shit?
That's how you know shit is fucking bugging out, because they got black people acting like white people now. You got black people doing white people shit. That's white people shit right there. And black people, that's how you know something's in the air, son. They switching. Come on, son. That's white people shit, and there's no white people doing it. It's all black people.
Do you guys remember the broom challenge that was going on?
The what challenge?
The broom challenge.
Well, they had to stand the broom up.
Yeah, this was at the beginning of COVID, and a lot of people like on the internet were saying how this video or the TikToks of people doing this kind of shit came out, and then all hell broke loose. Like right after that, Kobe Bryant died, and then COVID happened, and that's what people mark as the beginning of the end.
The broom.
So the broom
standing up.
The broom standing up. So there's people talking about how this crate challenge is signifying something else now on the internet in the zeitgeist.
I can't help but to laugh. Like people they'll turn anything. They'll turn anything into some sort of astronomical world catastrophe.
All you gotta do is challenge them.
Challenge who? Who's
them? You could do the blunt challenge. You roll a blunt, light it, and just try to suck the whole thing down in one shot. That's the whole challenge. You gotta suck it in one shot. And then you start coughing your brains out. You fail, but you challenge your next man to do it. And then he rolls a fat blunt. Next thing you know, you got the blunt challenge. You could do all you gotta do is challenge. The problem is
people just want to be seen.
That's
people want to be seen. People want to feel important. People with no talent want to go on and do anything so that they can feel special. And that's why I don't believe in, it's not how I don't believe in that. Oh, you can make, I don't want to make it big if I'm not good. The whole reason I'm in the game is because I love comedy. So my art's going to come first. Whether the money come or not, I don't give a fuck. I do it because of that. That's what I love.
Yeah, Gary
or not, it doesn't matter to me.
And that's
about the art.
And Gary, you've said shit like that to me at shows we've done in the past. You're like, being great. If you want to be great, that doesn't mean you're going to be rich. You want to be great. It ain't like they go hand in hand. It ain't like becoming a COO of a company. The better you get, the more money you make. It don't work like that in comedy.
No, because a lot of times you have to get further. You have to give up more of what it is they say they love about you. Take the special that I put out, right? People of the industry were giving it, and they were like, "Oh, we love the beginning. We love the beginning. It's authentic. We love it, but you should take it out. It takes up too much time. You should take it out." Then they were like, "Oh, we love the shit that G says at the end. He's very inspirational. That makes him very different than everybody else that we've ever watched, but take that out. We just want the jokes." So they wanted me to take out everything that made me different than the regular motherfucker you're going to see.
Yeah.
They want to take out all the shit that makes it an experience to see me. That's what the experience is.
You see what I'm saying? So now they're taking the art out of it, and they wanted to put in what everybody else is. So now you're not even you anymore. You're them. You're the people that's controlling it. You're not even an artist anymore. Mm-hmm. Fuck that. No, I'm going to and that's why we have so much bad shit. Talk about the music and everything, because people are chasing the money and not being who they are. Then you wonder why people get on drugs, the suicide, the all this. Chasing that fame, you forget who you are. You don't even know who you are anymore.
I ain't got to worry about that. I was on drugs going into it. So it's like anything else that happens is extra.
Well, you did it for your own personal pleasures.
But there's a price you pay for that. There's a price you pay for that. My son once said it, Dad, if you would have sold out, we'd be rich right now. And it was true. It was true. You go back and look at my band and all the write-ups we had. All we had to do was play the game. If we would have played the game, we would have blown up. We were the first band doing it. They were backing me 100%. You know what I'm saying? I played with Ziggy in front of 25,000. I was in Rolling Stone. We were doing it, but I wouldn't play the game. He came to me and said to give him he needed a song that the teeny boppers could sink their teeth into. That's I'll never forget those words. That the teeny boppers could sink their teeth into. And I had just given him an album, and the crazy shit was I had a song that I had a song called Cookies and Milk. It was a reggae style song about smoking weed. and eating cookies, and you have no milk, so now you got to go out and get milk. It was what he was looking for. I had that shit recorded, but when he told me that's what he wanted, I went back home. I wrote a song called Uncle Tom Artist. The whole hook was KRS. Uncle Tom house, dude, scare me. You know, I'm not gonna drop an N-bomb on your on your podcast.
Mike has,
but that was the whole hook. But you also gotta remember, this is 92. You know what I'm saying? So 92, nobody gave a fuck what I was saying. You know, nobody gave a fuck about the N-word back in 92. Right. On my album, I drop it probably 127 times on my album. Straight up. I got one song where I drop it 27 times in a row.
So if you were passionate, when did you lose your passion for music? How's that just stop?
I never did. Who said I lost my passion for music?
Well, you do comedy.
I play music every day on stage.
You do comedy 7 nights a week, sometimes 3 times a night.
Yeah, I also do music 7 nights a week on stage.
He's just an artist. He just dude, likes to entertain.
I mean, you
think about it, music and comedy is still all a play on words.
You know what I'm saying? You see me perform, dude. It's all about finding your rhythm, right? When you've been there, I've seen you do it. You know, I've kept it real with you. I said there was a time I didn't find you funny, but yo, you've won my respect. You were fucking funny. Why? Because I caught you that night when you was just being yourself and you caught that rhythm, the rhythm of the laughs. You waited, you timed it, you came in perfect. It was dope. And from that point on, I've always respected you because I saw you, develop an art that, I'm nobody. I don't have to like you. You know, there's many people I don't find funny that are rich in this game. So I'm really nobody. But I was honest when you impressed me where I was like, yo, this motherfucker turned into a comedian right in front of my eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Gary never told me that though. So
I've never had no reason to tell you. I think you dope, son. I never had to really like with him. I felt kind of bad because I used to feel like, that dude, ain't funny. So when he killed it that night and had me dying, I had to give him that props because I used to have a negative feeling about him. I never had a negative feeling about you, dog. You're a good comic, man. You're great. You're great on crowd work. You do your thing. If you need to be built up, I'll give you the build up. I know. But I'm just saying, for me, it's a rhythm. For me, it's a rhythm.
Going back to the original question, I asked you.
For me, when I say I do music,
where you lost your love for music?
When I say I do music, dog, this is what I mean when I say I still do music. Anyone who watches me, a lot of times they'll come up to me and they'll be like, yo, dude, it's not even the shit you say. It's the way you move. It's like you're dancing up there. And it's because I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm caught up in a rhythm. I'm playing jazz on that stage every night. Every night. The instrument is my fucking feet, my hands, my eyes, my face, and the things that come out of my mouth.
I think Brian's he was imitating the dance right there in the back.
Brian's high.
I've done it, did you?
I know it.
He said, I know it.
He's hanging in a back room looking like Diddy. Like nobody wears sunglasses indoors anymore.
I know. Look at him wear sunglasses. He did that on the whole last podcast, dog. We just did a podcast right before coming on here. And you know what I realized is you two always do the podcast together, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like we're like the fucking whatchamacallit fucking zone right here, right?
The Bizarro world.
Yeah, the Bizarro world, because me and this motherfucker, he look like a darker version of me. Somehow you look a little older, but I don't understand how that works. And then you got our white dudes, the two Italians, right? But the only difference is my Italian ain't wearing a hat. You're what are you, man? You like Spanish, black?
This is black.
Black, no light skin, no Puerto Rican. You must have some Indian in your family. You got the people of color rocking out, right? But me and the white dude are wearing the hat, and they're not. You see, like I see all these symbolic fucking things, dude.
Well, they only brought me in, so it just didn't have that pale blonde whiteness look right now. So that way you can filter in some color. That's what this was about.
I mean, they got the dark hair, man. They're Italian, dude. They're almost Puerto Rican.
I've been saying that for years. I really think that. They get upset. They get upset when you say
Italians are like Puerto Rican light.
Not really, dude. We come in all flavor shapes, man. Look at me. I'm Puerto Rican, and they're just lighter than me. With blonde hair.
I was talking about that with another comic recently. I was like, why do Italian comics, Latinos, and blacks all ride out together? And he said, Dude, because we're real and we're not on that pussy white boy shit.
Because we're all ethnic.
He's like, you're real, you know. You don't. Very rarely do we all have time to gossip and talk shit. Like we're workers. We're hustlers.
Podcast for that. That's what we talk. That's what I talk shit.
That's part of being from the Northeast, though. I think too.
Oh, where we're living? I don't know, because when we were in Chicago, everybody I rode out with was Latino and black.
They're probably all from the Northeast, also.
No.
Plus, she was in Chicago.
Yeah.
Why are you hating on Chicago?
No, I'm just saying how odd that in Chicago there's a lot of Puerto Ricans and blacks. You gotta look at where you are. You know what I'm saying?
And
it's like I was in Harlem and I was rolling with all the black dudes in Harlem. You were the white dude, dog. You know what I'm saying?
I'm the white guy, whether if I like it or not. Man. Yeah. That's funny. We're gonna have a lot of edits for this one, Brian.
No edits. No edits.
We don't do that no more. Gary, you do a lot of edits and cuts.
I don't edit at all.
Oh, okay.
I bite the bullet on a lot of shit.
Yeah.
You know, I edited once when we played my road rage shit. I'm keeping it real, but that's because there was just so much before it came up to the road rage shit.
When you threw up on the show,
we didn't edit that out. That's in it.
Wait, I gotta hear about this.
That's in it. I just watched it the other day. That's in it, dog. We didn't edit that out.
Were you drunk? Were you?
Look, there's a lot of reasons why I stopped figuring out. I stopped trying to figure out why I throw up. I stopped trying to figure it out. But I was telling a story, and I kind of felt that I didn't know what it is. If I get a little bit of phlegm, it's all over. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what it was. The night before I was partying. I didn't go to bed till like 7 that morning. And then I had to do the podcast with him at 11. I woke up, you know, I took like a quick little Addy. I took like a bump of Addy to get me up. Drank like 2 things of iced tea. You know what I'm saying? Like, in other words, it could have been it could have been the Addy. Maybe that wasn't a smart thing to do. I was smoking a blunt too. You know, it could have been a mix of so many things to really pinpoint. I wasn't sick. I didn't have COVID. Brian, who started laughing because he sat back down. Here it is right here. All right. Here it is. Let's see if you can hear it too. So I said we was going to edit this out because we were going to use the bathroom.
These are wretches.
Oh my God, it's hysterical, bro.
What? Yeah, that was a bad one. That sounded like morning sickness.
Brian, you know what's sad, Brian? When you went to film school.
Look, Brian comes back. Look. Look, Brian's dying.
Oh my God.
Brian was dying. Shit, man.
When he stops, he yawns. Gary died.
You all right, bro? Jesus Christ.
You hear that?
Yeah.
I'm a loud puker.
Wow.
I just had to wipe my eyes from laughing so hard. Bro, yeah. Brian, when you went to film school, did you ever think, wow, this was going to be my best piece of work?
Oh, fortunately, I never went to film school.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, you walked out.
I never even got in.
That's right. The real ones.
No, I love that story you told me about how this person's teaching you.
Yeah. That was regular college, but that wasn't. It was a film class in a regular school. I didn't go to film school per se, but I did walk out of that class. I did do that. Yeah.
That's some OG shit right there. Like, that's wrong. I'm leaving.
Can't waste my time, dude. I'm not paying you to waste my time. You know. That's the thing that people don't understand about college is they try teaching you stuff as if it's fucking law. And when they're wrong, they don't understand the transactional agreement. I'm paying for this. You're not paying me to be here. I'm paying you.
So the teacher works for you. That's how yeah.
Well, fuck, you work for me. I'm paying for this service.
Yeah, but Brian, that's like anything. Brian, that's like anything in life. there's you respect adults, but they're not always right. People older than you. You respect the cops.
Especially not fucking some snot-nosed college
First of all,
professor,
let's,
dude. You can fucking blow me, son.
Not every cop's always a good cop. Not every judge is always a good judge. Not every.
I do not respect law enforcement.
Oh my God.
Industry.
We don't have to go into this. We don't have to go into this
at all. I just don't. Good cops. God. Who's a good cop? Do I know where all the good cops are? They're firemen. Straight up. You're never gonna hear a song called "Fuck the Fireman." I'm just saying.
Right. What's your dad do for work?
He's a cop. He wanted to be a firefighter, but they wouldn't let him.
That's great. So, Guy, are you enjoying podcasting? Like this new art form, whatever you want to call it? Like,
I actually did. I was doing a podcast back in the day before I even did comedy. Just for me and my boys. We used to just drink a bottle. And but it was just audio. It's the first time I'm doing it with video. We used to do it just audio, because this is also when we was still illegal, and we'd be smoking through the whole shit. We'd smoke like everyone bought like a quarter of something, and then we'd buy a bottle, and we would just do a podcast. So the bottle was gone, and everybody was just wasted and cursing and yelling at each other. There was a lot of talk over.
I can imagine.
It was called Rated G, actually, like mine. I just rejuvenated an old podcast that I used to do.
Is this were they comics or not?
Nah, I mean, in their own right, they're all funnier than me, but they're not comedians.
I say that about every. I say that everybody in my neighborhood. I'm the least funniest one.
Oh yeah, no. One was a plumber, one was a concierge at a hotel, the other one was working at Fresh Direct and shit. But we were just fucking hanging. All my guests would be like if a customer came to my house during the podcast, I'd sit him down. He'd become a fucking, it's hysterical, man. I've had guests throwing up in my bushes because they would try to hang. And we would tell them, look, don't try to hang with us. Like we take shots and through the whole thing. You ain't got to hang. You ain't got to take nothing you don't want to take. But they would try. They try to smoke a blunt every time we lit a blunt. They try to take every shot we took, and then they'd be fucking laid out in my fucking backyard.
Bro, that's a great show podcast.
No, it's great. It's still on there on my Facebook. It's still on the Rated G. So I just started adding these ones onto it. But they're still up on iTunes. Now, it was called Rated G with Gary G. Garcia and the Rust and Blues Rap Pack. You know what I'm saying? My boys was the Rust and Blues because I had a band called Rust and Blues.
When was the last? You don't perform music at all. I know you just said I do music every day, but
I haven't picked up my guitar and played or written a song in about, say now like 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
See that's the question I had. Do you miss it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but I just don't have a song in me. Like it's not like I ever sat there and said I want to write a song. The songs came out of me. Yeah,
but you don't write. You also don't write jokes either. You get up there and you go, right? You told me.
I write it in my head. I never sit down. Nothing's written on paper. I mean, there's a couple of ideas written on paper that, like, if I have a great idea in my head, I say, I know I'm going to forget that, and I'll jot it down, and then I forget about it, and then one day it just pops up, and then when it pops up, it just kind of start to build. I think the biggest thing I have for me is that I'm not afraid to eat a dick on stage.
Mm-hmm. And you're comfortable on stage too. That's the one thing I noticed about you is you're comfortable when you're up there.
Well, that's the biggest thing. Yeah, when I came into the game, I already came in a step ahead of anybody else that was getting in the game because they're learning comedy, which is what I'm doing. But they're also, a lot of them, the first time they're ever touching the stage is at that open mic.
Right.
Yeah.
They've never touched the stage before. Mm-hmm. Except for on that open mic. When I started doing comedy, I did over, I don't even know, maybe like 1,000 shows at least. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I had a lot of shows under my belt and big ones. I played with Ziggy Marley on his tour. I played in Roselands with like fucking Bad Brains. I played with Murphy's Law. I played with KRS.
Wow.
So I was very used to being on stage.
Stage time you were past that.
Jim Mendrino said, man, the winner of comedy doesn't go to the most talented, but whoever does the most stage time.
Right, 10,000 hour rule. Yeah, but you know what's crazy? Like we were talking about this at a show I did at Helium, all the comics in the back. How do you measuring success in stand-up? It's like, how do you do that? Do you do it financially? Who the funniest guy is? Most
it depends
known?
On what you want out of it.
It's like, I think it comes down to the individual.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like
what you're looking for.
What success? What I do right now, I know a bunch of comedians who this is their dream. I am living a good portion of comedians' dreams. I perform every single night. I get paid. My bills are paid.
Right.
I get into every club in Atlantic City, walk right in. You know what I'm saying? In Trop, I'm a star.
Yeah.
Not so much in Caesars and Bally's, any other, but in Trop, where I'm at every single night, and they got a picture of me right there for the comedy club. It sits there 24 hours a day. You know, here I'm living a lot of comedians' dreams. I play every single night. They give me freedom. You know what I'm saying? The other night he said, "Stay up there, do an hour."
Yeah,
and I get paid.
I remember one night I'm with you after a show, and a guy offered to take you out to dinner. And I remember you saying to me, you went, "Steve," you were like, and this is Gary, me and Gary. He was just like, "See how dope I am at this shit?" He was feeding me after my set. I was like, well, you know,
that same week, dude.
But what I'm saying is,
what did he want after?
But Garrett, what I'm saying is, you're in your eyes, that's winning. Just that alone.
Well, see, that's the thing I'm saying. I understand that that's winning, but my dreams are loftier. So for me, I'm not successful yet. You understand what I'm saying? My dreams are loftier. People are in this game for many different reasons. I know dudes who want to be writers. I know dudes who want to be actors. I know dudes who would be 100% fine where I'm at right now. But anyone who's ever asked me, I always say, I'm in it to be one of the greatest comedians who ever played the game. I want to do that. I'm trying to become that. So my dreams are loftier. This isn't success.
And what do you mean by that? Do you mean by jokes? Or
no, I just mean, I don't got great jokes. I just mean that when people start talking about who the greatest comedians are, I want my name to be mentioned. I want to be up in that conversation. And once again, that's something I'll never know.
Well, you're not going to.
The reality is I'll never know that.
Yeah, but Gary, if that's the case, you're not going to stay in Atlantic City forever.
Exactly. My dreams are loftier, dude.
You can't.
No, my dreams are loftier, dog. You know, for me, I'll consider myself successful when I do a show at Madison Square Garden. If I get a show at Madison Square Garden, then ask me if I'm successful. I'll be like, yeah, I'm successful. That's it. What's that? How many nuts you got to kiss to get to Madison Square Garden? Real quick, one.
At least 5.
Come on, dude. One nut, man. One quick. That's what? How many people go held in Madison Square Garden, man? What, 40,000? It's not a lot. I don't think I have to even suck a whole, quick.
I mean, it's not how many nuts you suck. I guess you got to suck that one important one. It's the right one. Is what it is.
It's not the quantity. It's the quality. Yeah. That's true too,
20,000 people.
20,000?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, come on, man. I might not even have to kiss a nut for that.
I'll just stay.
I want to say
20,000. Every show's a bringer.
I don't need Madison Square Garden. I'll just stay wherever I don't have to do the nut thing.
I don't think you do, dude. 20,000.
Yeah, I'll just
that you don't like to come on 20,000. You don't even got to kiss a nut.
I got to be honest with you.
20,000 to me, that'd be if I could do a 20,000 bringer, then I'm good. I'm good. People are hearing what I have to say.
I disagree that you have to do that to be a high level name. I really
okay, well,
do.
Steve, this is what you do.
You don't.
You go up there.
That's
and you let
what
us
I
know.
want. You don't have to do it.
You let us know, Steve. Go up there and when the dicks come out, you let us know and let us know what you did too.
Oh, you're saying you don't think you have to suck a dick eventually to get to the level of Will Smith? To get to the level of look, why you think all those comedians be bugging out when they get to that certain level?
Poor Steve.
Why you think what's his name was running on the highway with a gun? Fucking Martin.
Martin Lawrence, yeah.
Why you think fucking Dave Chappelle went to Africa. But Dave Chappelle's one of the few who managed to break through that shit, I think. I don't know him personally or whatever, but I think he managed to be like, I'm out when the shit got to... See, here's the thing. I'm such a freak that I can go pretty far without even compromising myself. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to get into some dark shit for me to go, nah. You know, or not let me do me as far as what I want to say and how I want to do it. Those are the two things. You have to go, I can get pretty far without having a fucking, you know, kiss a nut or whatever, because I can get pretty far without it even like caring.
Yeah, but
there's so much shit I don't care about.
Yeah, it's about success. You think friendships and success and getting up there, Steve, you got to be a part of people's, you know, these is a clique of people, and whatever they're into, you got to be what they're into, and it's a lot of people.
But you're also in this game. You're not going to want to work for certain people either. Like not every. I don't know about you guys, but I there's certain bookers I don't even want to work for. They're not.
Yeah. But then when you get up to a certain level, there's got to be a guy that gets you to that next level, and when that zipper drops, make your choice.
Do you want to be?
I hope they don't talk like that.
That's how they say it, dude. They're gonna put you in the middle. They're gonna put you in a middle semicircle. A semicircle of big, muscular, fucking all pecs, little nipples, bing, bing. Mendango dicks hanging out, dog. And they're gonna ask you. They're gonna say, Steve. They're gonna bring you right in.
Why Steve? Why not Mike?
Because this is your experience. We're talking
they know
about.
They know I ain't coming.
Steve, yeah, see, that's the thing. They knew I wasn't either, dog. That's
they
why.
Know it.
Once I wrote that song, they knew it. They looked at me when I wrote that song, and they were like, and that's when all the backing stopped. That's when we were on our own. They still, they still invested in us. So they said they gave us an opportunity to fail on our own. There was no promotion, no backing after that.
And that's why that way they can say it wasn't us. Those guys just didn't work hard enough.
There's some dudes, like I said, there's some dudes that don't even make it to the 7 dicks. Because what happens is they can't get past the first party. They can't get past the first time they're brought into a crazy mansion, and there's everybody fucking. Dudes is fucking dudes is fucking chicks is fucking dudes and dicks. There's some dude there with peanut butter on his balls, and there's a fucking pit bull. And that guy has a peanut allergy. He can't make it through. Yeah, they walk in that shit and they go, nah, fuck that, I'm out. And then, boom.
Gary, that's how Hollywood is allegedly. Have you ever been to a party like that?
Hey, Gary.
I've never fucked on a level.
Steve with some peanut butter on his
chin. A level like that. No, I've never been on a level because I couldn't even get to the party. To get to the party, you have to give up a little bit along the way. They didn't ask me nothing crazy if you think about it. What they asked me was to give them a song for the radio.
And that's the hustle. Let's see how far he's willing to go.
And I had one. If I would have been a little bit smarter, I could have played the game a little bit longer. If I would have said, here's cookies and milk, they would have loved it. It was a reggae dun 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 dun. And the whole shit was about smoking weed. Yo, when I used to play that shit live, the crowd used to bop up. They used to bug out. But I didn't give it to them because I didn't like the fact that they were saying, I knew what was going on. They were trying to make me do something for them. Even though I had it, I didn't give it to them. I should have. I would have been a little bit further. Maybe I would have got invited to the party.
But eventually
you get invited to the party. I was getting the dinners. I was going to the dinners. I was going to the openings of shit. I had whole limos picking me up outside in the hood, driving up to my apartment, picking me up. I was getting all that. They were showing me before they asked me for that song. I remember one night they came up, man, they gave me tickets to go see, I forgot what's his name, that old dancer, the black dude that used to tap dance. JoJo's Last Dance, I think it was, or some shit like that. I can't remember, but I went there to see that shit. I was recording, went downstairs. I was sitting front row. His sweat was landing on us, man. And this dude's like a famous fucking tap dancer. I can't remember his fucking name. Shit, I can't remember his name. But either way, like they were showing us mad love. Believe me, with the little bit they gave us, I felt the loss once I got blackballed.
Yeah.
Just a little shit. Just being able to walk into any label.
I feel like
you know what I'm saying? Just walk up to the front.
Gary, you have enough talent to where the opportunity might come again in comedy. Comics hit in their 40s and 50s.
Might come again.
No,
I'm just about, dog. I'm about to blow the fucking lid.
Gary, that's
if they don't lock us down again, I'm gonna blow the lid off this fucking world. And if they lock us down, I'm gonna be the funniest dude in the fucking camps.
All
right.
But that's what I'm trying to explain to you. Are you saying that if those opportunities come back that you're saying you're not about, are you gonna be tested?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Anyone? Not really. I don't think my fans are gonna be the thing that does it for me this time.
Well, that's what's beautiful.
Because back then I didn't have internet. We didn't have internet. We didn't have none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? We needed a label to promote us. We needed a label to put us out there. Right now, Atlantic City's been giving me a following. I got loyal motherfuckers that come back to see me. You know what I'm saying?
Just off that show, that repeated show. Yeah. They come back. They know where you're going to be. They come see you. You can have one venue and still build up an audience.
That's what I'm saying. And it's a big crowd, man. We had 114 there last night. Right now, tonight's show, I'm not there because I'm in Philly. But tonight's show, they got, I think, 100 for the 10 o'clock already. And for the 8 o'clock, it's going to be nuts, man. I mean, the 6 o'clock, I think they got 50-something. And for the 8 o'clock, they got 100 already.
Yeah,
it's going to be nuts.
That's AC Jokes for everybody listening at the Tropicana.
AC Jokes, man. I'm getting in front of 1,000 people a week.
Yeah, Gary's a resident comic there. And, Gary, I was curious, like when you have people that come back to see you, do you always feel like obligated to do different jokes that they haven't seen before? Or a lot of the times they come back to see the same bits?
I used to feel obligated. And if I know that they're in there, then I will do something new. But I mean, the truth of the matter is they all say it. Even when you do stuff we heard before, it's different. Because like I said, I don't write it. So they're like, even when you do stuff we've heard you do before, you're doing it different. There's always different tags. There's always a different joke at the end. There's always, so I stopped worrying about that. Mm-hmm. Although the fact that I know people come back to see me keeps me trying to come up with new stuff all the time.
Right.
Yeah, you can never get rid of your whole, let's be honest, the guy's on there every night. He can't write a whole new 45 minutes every night. Like, no. This is not a possible thing.
I don't know. Don't challenge Gary. He
I mean, the truth of the matter is, I could come up with, like the other night when they gave me an hour and I was only supposed to do 20 minutes. So, I mean, I did do I went back and came up with new things and old stuff. But I could sit there and bullshit. I could bullshit for an hour and come up with a bunch of new material. It just won't be tight. It won't be, there'll be a lot of hit and misses. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing. Like I said, if you're not afraid to fail, you're not afraid to eat a dick on stage, then you can come up with a lot of new shit all the time. Because, what I do is I know what I'm going to say, but I'm also leaving myself free to go wherever it goes. If it starts to tail off somewhere, I don't think about the time. That's one good thing about getting a lot of time. Because if I start to tail off of something that I know works, but somebody said something or I came up with a tag that led me in some new direction that I've never been before, and it's just working, man, I'll ride that shit till it doesn't get a laugh.
Yeah, Gary, I feel like you're in a great position with AC Jokes because a lot of people right now that COVID hit and there's not a lot of as much stages as there were, you continue to have a gym to work out at and stay polished throughout this whole thing,
And the best thing about AC, dude, it's all people from America. You know what I'm saying? It's all people from America. It's not like when I do the Grizzly Pear. I got a midnight show at the Grizzly Pear that I do.
That's Manhattan, right?
Yeah, Manhattan. Mm-hmm. That's all tourists. 90% of that crowd ain't from America. You know what I'm saying?
How do you do with How do you do with those crowds?
Great. Yeah, they're good, man. The shows are dope, but you're not going to get a following. It's great that you can pop it in Switzerland and Germany and fucking Dubai. It's great to know that you can connect with people from there and they find you funny, but that's not going to create a following. In AC, I'm playing for people in Ohio, Chicago, Detroit, You know what I'm saying? Florida. It's people all from America. So when I hit the road with Mike and with Terry and with Adam, they've all seen us at AC. So now we're coming into their neighborhoods. They come out to see us. Now we make money when we go on tour now. In the very beginning, that shit cost us. People don't realize that. They see you touring. They're like, oh, you're doing mad shit. Yeah, I'm going on vacations that I can't afford. You know what I'm saying? But now we're actually making some dough. So, you know, and that comes from having, you know, that's what you got to do. That's, at least for me, that's how I came into this game. It's going to be my fans that get me there. Mm-hmm. That's why I love them so much. That's why I cater to them so much.
And you're getting through stand-up, through just having the same venue and a place where they can come out to see you. And that's what I like about it. It's not all social media. You're doing them, you're stand-up, so you'll get a place where they can come see stand-up. Yep. Yes, that's what
I realized how fucking lucky I am. Believe me.
Yeah, off the stand. That's how I want it off the stand up. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I love. I love the stand up.
But Mike, you're being a little hypocritical. We got a show now. You do this every week.
Yeah, but I still have.
They're getting to know you through this platform. Everybody's changing and adjusting.
Yeah, they get to see me through here. But if you want to be my fan, you have to come see my stand up. My stand-up is who I am.
Yeah, but you're building a social media. You're putting content out on social media, YouTube.
Am I really? I really suck at it. I'm really not doing it.
I know that's not your thing, out for but you've attempted it. You've attempted it.
Nah, I feel what he's saying, though. I totally feel what he's saying. But also, this is where I get a lot of my material. When I'm doing podcasts with Brian, this is where a lot of my material comes out.
I'm the muse for comedians in Atlantic City.
Yeah, like he'll just point me in a direction with a question and I'll get into a good rant and he starts laughing. That night, I'm talking about that shit on stage. That's where I got that whole joke about, do you ever have a friend that you look at that if you ever turned into a zombie, I'd have no problem fucking taking you out? That shit crushes every night. And I came over to just talking to him on a podcast. You know,
yeah, so podcast is I mean, you're still fun. Talking to people that I actually know, like there's people I can see you, I can, you know, reverberate off of what you're saying.
There's a lot of things, Mike, that you need to work on with comedy. There's a lot of things, not just social media.
I mean, Steve, we can go back and forth with that.
Yeah, if you like. This dude don't pick up his phone when you're about to pick him up for a gig.
Just get to my house. You know where it is. Listen, Steve has it like I'm gonna read a text. Hold on.
No. We're not.
Brian, I feel like we're on a date with another couple, and we're like the good couple. we're bringing out all the problems in their relationship right now.
Real quick.
Yeah. Brian, just order the steak, Brian.
Why haven't you returned my calls and texts? You're the worst. That's what it was. And immediately after that, I felt so guilty. I had to send him some edible arrangements. Like, are we fucking dating? And I thought, you know what I mean? I'm not going to get to the next date.
Me and Gary, we'll get back in the car, and I'll turn to him and I'll be like, oh, Gary, could you believe them?
Oh my
I'm so happy we're not like them. Gary.
I'm so glad we're not like that, Brian.
Imagine being in a relationship like that, Gary. Could you imagine that?
Oh my God, I don't even think they like each other.
Yo, do you know we can fucking hear y'all? We can hear y'all. We can hear y'all. We're trying to. Who's better?
That's what we were saying the whole night at dinner. That's what we were saying the whole night at dinner. We're like, they know we can hear them, right?
Yeah, plug your shows. Tell everybody where they can follow you, watch your
show. Fucking every Monday we got the Not Quite Tuesday show over in New York on McDougal. That's called the Not Quite Tuesday show over at the Grizzly Pear. Midnight every Monday, every other night of the week, man. Just check out AC Jokes or follow me on Gary G. Garcia, anything, man. Instagram, Facebook, Gary G. Garcia.
And what's your podcast? Plug your podcast.
The podcast, man, Rated G with Gary G. Garcia, man. Check it out on YouTube. Follow, like, subscribe, share it. And also check out my special, man. I dropped a special on YouTube, Gary G. Garcia. You did not see me here tonight. Check that out, man. And share it if you like it. If you don't like it, don't share it.
Garrett, thanks for ball breaking with me and Mike. We appreciate it.
Oh man, thanks for having me on. You guys are awesome.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah,
Bri, keep the sunglasses off, Bri. That's our episode. Thank you.